Purnamaste. Purnamaste. Welcome to the art of the word that I am from the heart. I give you my word for sincere seekers of enlightenment, their self, underneath their ego blaming them who they are. No one else could handle the crazy man that I am. It's warm today, it's beautiful. But it was rain before and cold and very cold and warm. So weather can be negative sometimes, no? And when weather is negative with no guilt. If you want to stop the storm, you make the storm heavier even. Similar as an enlightened master. If he's negative, he feels why he's negative. And then he feels that others try to blame him for what they do and he is negative about, and the storm gets only wilder. They only make the storm worse. Animals, cats, if they don't like what you're doing in their energy, they warn you very negative. If you don't stop, they smack you. You get smacked. If you act like a bitch, you get smacked like a bitch. What? And cats have no guilt and do not blame themselves for being negative. For the energy was not right to them and they warned you and you didn't stop and you got smacked. Like every Zen master, like Buddha, Lao Tzu, Lalon, so many. I'm not teaching being positive. I'm not teaching positivity. I'm teaching you to be truthful and sincere to how you feel within you, to how others make you feel, to how things that you are doing make you feel. And be truthful to how you feel. Express how you feel. Say no to what doesn't feel right. Do what feels right. Say no. Be negative. Be negative. Always when you are negative, even when you get angry when somebody doesn't stop doing what you want them to stop or wants from you what you don't want to give, even if you get mad as fuck, in being negative, always when you say no to others and to things that doesn't feel right to you, you're truthful and sincere to yourself and to others. You say yes to yourself. You said no to what doesn't feel right to you in your energy. How somebody makes you feel who comes in your energy or what you're doing is a signal if it's right for you or not. If it feels right, it's for you. If it feels like no, it's not for you. So always when you are negative, when you say no to what you feel is not you, doesn't feel right, you say actually yes to yourself. Like in the Vedas, you have written about God, about Brahman, we cannot tell you anything. I can tell you nothing. Neti, neti. I can tell you only what God is not. God is not that, God is not that, God is not that, God is not that, God is. So you realize yourself, everything underneath, everything that I'm not. That's what Vedas say. This is the worst thing. It's actually, you never bring your unconscious shadow to consciousness. So it attacks you, it hurts you within. They actually run away from their darkness, from their negativity. They pretend that it doesn't exist. You see, no negative vibes, no negative emotions. They are actually. These people who are in, we have to be positive, you should not be negative. This is narcissistic behavior. And it's a worst thing that you can do to yourself or to others, to tell them be positive will tell you to yourself that you have to be always positive. Enlightened masters are most negative. What feels like no in our energy, we know we are not doing to anyone. We don't harm and violate anyone's energy what doesn't feel right to them. And that's why we get angry. And if they don't stop, we get mad as fuck. And if they try to blame us, we have no guilt. We feel what they are doing is not right for us. And now they blame us. So that we would blame ourselves. That we have to be positive. That we are negative. And then we would suffer and put up with what they are doing and do what they want from us because we have to be positive. We have to be positive. So you see, in this way, it creates a mental disease. A mental disease. Whatever doesn't feel right to you is not right for you, and you will suffer if you do it. But you pretend, you pretend, you pretend that you're positive. I like it. I love it. I have to be positive. And you're putting up with what they're doing. It feels like shit to you. You are doing for them what doesn't feel right to you. But you have to be positive. You're people pleasing, pretending, lying and deceiving to yourself and to them. And then what happens? You you get traumatized. It's suffering. You are suffering. Now you resent them. Now you blame them. Now you hate them. And that's very negative because you were negative to yourself. You suffer. Your ego blames you that you are not good enough, if you are not positive, if you are negative. So now you blame them. You hate them. You resent them. You cannot forgive them. And you need healing. But when you are truthful, and it is lying, you see, that's why it's worse kind of Satanism. Because it's blaming you for how you feel, for how energies of others make you feel, for you being sad, for you being angry, for you being blaming you for that. But then in your ego you blame yourself that you are never good enough, that you have to be positive. And actually it's hurting you within, burning you within, and it destroys you within, destroys your psyche, and you are suffering for others, putting up with what doesn't feel right, because you have to be positive. And this is most negative to you. It fucks you up. You blame yourself for who you are. You suffer in what you are not, because you didn't say no to it. You were not negative. You see, I'm very negative because I'm very sensitive. I feel the minds. When people say three words, I feel and experience their entire minds. They're all the unconscious problem and everything. I'm very sensitive. Feels like shit. And whatever doesn't feel right to me, I express it. And I want to show you that I have no guilt about to be negative. I can be negative with no guilt as fuck and curse as a motherfucker and tell you, go to church. Why you are here acting like saying same thing that I ask you 5 times to me. If you would love me, you would respect me. Stop doing this. Stop your mind. This is not love. Love is unconditional respect of unique and authentic energy. Go to church. Go to church. You can do this to Jesus. You can do this to Jesus. He is just a lump of wood on the cross. He will not object, but every enlightened master would and is to. I'm alive. I'm Purna. Mind wants to control everything, and no, just go in the silence of the mind. And when somebody really does something what doesn't feel right to me, they get hellfire. But here you have to understand. You have a right to be negative. You have a right to feel negative. But you should not act upon your feelings. Like if you hate somebody, you cannot kill him. If you love a girl, you cannot chase her, then you go insane. If you feel sad, angry, you cannot go burn a White House. What you can do, what doesn't feel right to you, remove yourself from it. Be negative, say no to it. Like I tell you, don't know what you're doing in my class. Like I say to people who come and they like lectures of Alan Watts only and Krishnamurti, but they never touch my stuff. They never touch my teachings. And I was 20 years working on myself to lose my guilt, my fear, my attachments, my mind judging me, analyzing me. And I'm teaching every day 7 hours, 6, 8. And I don't care for that. And I didn't reach enlightenment. And at 18 years of age, left everything, you know, so that they could do that. No, no, I really did not. If they come to my class, they should follow my classes. If they come to my master class, they can go for YouTube to that. I really say no to everything, but it's not me. For they think that I'm just a regular guy, just one man, one simple man. I am, but I'm enlightened man, just like Alan Watts was. And if they don't care for my classes, they should go on YouTube. You don't come to a temple of a master to read another book. Oh, yeah. Now this, huh? So like this, you know. I will go a little bit down. Like you always have to remove everyone. What doesn't feel right to you, you have to remove yourself and remove them. But you cannot act upon feelings. You cannot kill them. You cannot hurt them. You can do it in a way that is best for you and that you get rid of them. And you know. And whatever really doesn't feel right to you, whatever really doesn't feel right to you, listen. You cannot go burn a White House. You cannot go kill the president. You cannot go destroy schools and all these things. But you can do one thing, no? Which one thing you can do? Which one thing you can do, huh? Which one thing you can do? Like I'm doing. I'm expressing artistically, always, in every video, in every word that I am, how I feel. If somebody makes me feel like shit, I express it. I don't go attack him and kill him and give him my energy. And I express myself in comedy, in joke, in angry joke. I let it out. I do not keep it in. I do not keep it in. I do not pretend to be positive. For I will tell you one thing. If you pretend to be positive, something will happen. It will remain within you. It will remain within you. It will hurt you. You will get traumatized. You will go in separation from self. You cannot act upon your feelings. You can get rid of what doesn't feel right to you and say no to it and express yourself. Even if you have to be angry, like I said, you motherfucker, why are you coming to my class? You don't know what you're doing here. You don't know yourself. You just know your mind and you're throwing your mind at me and it's your problem and I block him. Like this. You see, you have to express yourself. And I'm artistically expressing myself about the pandemic, about everything in the world that doesn't feel right to me. I don't go kill it. I don't go attack it. You see, I don't do that. I don't do that. But what I do is express myself in my own energy, artistically. I don't go fight with people, attack people, and like this. I cannot stand this. But I always do express myself. I always do express myself. Like I'm expressing myself now. It's like that. I hope it will. So you see, and it's like this, you know. Let me just. And you may think that you are positive. You may think that you are positive, but it's your ego blaming you for who you are, so that you suffer in separation from yourself. You suffer for others, and you get mentally sick in separation from yourself, blaming yourself for who you are, for that doesn't feel right to you. And to be positive is deceiving yourself, lying to yourself. It doesn't feel right to you. You don't love it, but you pretend that you do. Oh, it's so nice. And you do it for them. You put up with it. You lying and deceiving yourself and them. You lying and deceiving yourself and them. I give you my word. Really, I do. You lying and deceiving yourself and them. Really. Really, no joke. Because you are not truthful and sincere. You are not truthful and sincere. You are not truthful and sincere, and that's why you are lying and deceiving yourself, and you are lying to them. And that's not love. That's you will suffer in anxiety, you will blame them maybe, you will resent them, you will go in separation from self and you will suffer. And you are deceiving them and lying to them. You don't like it. But you have to be positive, so you pretend that you do. And now you have people, you don't know who loves you. You only have people in your life who do what they want and get from you what they want, your energy. You don't know if they love you. For you never show them how you feel. You never say no to them. You are never negative. You never see if they respect who you are, your unique and authentic energy, when you tell them, this is not who I am, this is not what I am to put up with, and this is not what I am to do. You see, you never. You lie to yourself, you lie to them, and that's why you're living in a lie. And you have people who maybe just don't care for you, just for what they're doing and what you do for them, what they get from you. And that's awful. That's awful. Deception and a lie. Like I said always, this is pure Satanism. Your ego blaming you that you have to be positive, that you are not good enough if you are negative. But then you never release it. You never release it, it burns you within. It hurts you, you suffer in separation from self mentally. Sick. Blame yourself for who you are, for how you feel. Satanism, pure Satanism. You have to be positive. You should not be as you feel. But look, somebody's own energy doesn't feel right to you. You're suffering for them. You have to be positive. And it is really what these people are doing. They become those who have to be positive. They become narcissists, complete narcissists, sociopaths, gaslighters. Why? Because they remain unconscious of their shadow that is hurting them within, opposing them, blaming them for who they are, and then seeing that shadow outside, blaming others, opposing others, violating others, judging others, seeing the shadow that is unconscious within in others because they have to be positive. And they run away from their fear, from their guilt, from their attachments, from their control, from their blame, from their resistance, from their force, from their jealousy, greed, attachments, manipulation, everything. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. They have to be positive, no negative thoughts. So unconsciously they are controlled by their unconscious shadow. And unconsciously they are always doing this to others. Like, they are so positive, they have to be positive, they have to be positive, they have to be positive. And because they are unconscious of the negativity within, of their shadow, now they blame, judge, and accuse, and control, and try to change you. You have to be positive. You are not negative. Why you are being negative? Blah, 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 blah. They make you blame yourself for being who you are. They are so positive, unconscious of their shadow, their darkness, their negativity. They are actually judging, controlling, trying to change you, school you, blame you, judge you. They never get free of their attachments. They're always controlled by it, so they always control others and depend on others. They never get free of their guilt, so they are blaming themselves that they have to be positive, that they should not be negative. They are afraid of themselves, of being negative, and they are unconsciously following that fear. They are afraid to be negative. And they never bring that fear and that guilt to consciousness. So it controls them. Out of guilt, they go against themselves. They are afraid. So out of fear, they go against themselves. And they never see that there's opposition and violation within them. They never see that the devil that is in others is within them and it is negative. And until they bring it to consciousness, they will no more see it in others. The same devil, for others are not negative only. You are negative also. Same negativity is in me conscious. Same darkness that is in others. And you have to be negative, so you bring it to consciousness. So it doesn't anymore violate you, oppose you, control you, blames you, afraid of you. You are conscious of it. It stands for your light. You are negative, like enlightened master. If you do something for him what doesn't feel right to him, he gets angry. If you gaslight him and blame him like it's his fault, he sees that you want to control, you want to get his energy, and you want to make him suffer, to blame himself, to give you. You blame him, then you get a hellstorm. Because negativity is brought to consciousness. It stands for me. I'm not doing this to you. You're trying to blame me. You try to get my energy with guilt. I'm free of guilt. You're trying to control with blame, push on guilt. And you get it. It stands for you. No, they never. They are, because they have to control others, they have to change others, they have to resist others, and others are doing this to them. And out of fear, they are following fear and their darkness. And they have to pretend to be positive. So also in this COVID-19 pandemic scene, they are pretending it doesn't exist. So they will get a vaccine. They think that they want to save them and protect them. They're always defending themselves because they never become the truth. They're always resisting, controlling, forcing. But they never bring it to consciousness, their negativity. They are pretending that they are positive, but being controlled, attacked, opposed, violated by their unconscious shadow, and unconsciously violating, controlling, opposing, blaming others. You have to be positive. You are not positive. So they are victims of their unconscious shadow, which is blaming them for who they are, they should be positive, and blaming others that they are not positive. And they remain suffering in their ego, blaming them for who they are. They pretend to be positive, but they remain negative all their life and blame others that they are negative in themselves. They remain hypocrites all their life. They must be positive. But the enlightened master is as he feels. When he feels positive, he feels positive. When he feels negative, he expresses that negativity. He's truthful and sincere to everyone. He is not lying and deceiving no one. He's not pretending to be positive, to do for you, and put up with what doesn't feel right, that he would suffer and then blame you and be in separation from his self to give his power away to you. He knows what doesn't feel right to him is not right to him, and if you do it, you don't love him. He's not violating, opposing, controlling others, blaming others. He's conscious of their his unconscious shadow, his negativity. And he really does not do to others. He gives them only peace. Does not judge, does not blame, does not violate, oppose, does anything to them what doesn't feel right to him, to them. So he's the most positive. For he brought his unconscious to consciousness. He doesn't blame him anymore, hurt him within. He's not unconscious of it. So it would hurt him within and he would see it in others and pretend to be positive. He's negative when he feels to be negative. Why? When others are doing something that doesn't feel right to you, if you allow it, you will suffer in separation from self. You will give your power away and you will get suffering. He's very negative, for he says no to everything what is not him, what doesn't feel right to him, and he teaches others what doesn't feel right to them. They have to stop and reject. And he actually, in their energy, if they would say, stop this doesn't feel right to me, he would immediately stop with no resistance. For unconscious shadow blames, forces, resists, you know, he's conscious of it, of his negativity. So it doesn't control him, attack him. So he attacks control. No, he's conscious. Like Carl Jung said, he's conscious that that there's no other devil but a human being, and he's conscious of the devil that he is within himself. So he doesn't anymore destroy him, hurt him. He no more sees it in others and blames it and attack it in others for it hurts him within. He healed it within, he integrated it within, he brought it to light. It is the same devil that is brought to light within me, that is in others, destroying each other and destroying their world. They are unconscious of it. And then he can heal that devil in others. For he was always negative. He's always sincere. He released and brought to light all the unconscious negativity, and he is releasing everything out. So you can also, you know, so others can be negative, express their negativity, release it, say no to everything what is not them, be truthful and sincere. Free of their ego blaming them for who they are, that they have to be positive, bring their unconscious to consciousness, their negativity. So it stands for them like dark sky for the stars that are shining in all the light. So they all can be whole and complete. But their negativity standing for their positivity, my darkness standing for their light. Not unconscious attacking my light and light of others, but my negativity, my darkness standing for my light, attacking no one, opposing no one, holding my light. If unconscious darkness of others' negativity does to me what doesn't feel right, my unconscious shadow, with no guilt, with no fear, my conscious shadow, my darkness, stands and rejects it. Others want to blame me, control me. I'm free of control and blame, free of my unconscious shadow is conscious. Standing for me and stopping that what unconscious shadow was doing, controlling, resisting, forcing, blaming, whatever doesn't feel right for you. Now stands for you and just stops the negativity of others that is projected upon you. Or you are conscious of your negativity, you are negative, you brought it to consciousness, and you're truthful and sincere to yourself and others. You say no to yourself, to what doesn't feel right to you, or negative, and you say yes to what doesn't. So you get your true back self. You true back, you true self you get back. You true self, your power, because you say no to what doesn't feel right to you. You claim your power. It takes power to say no to what doesn't feel right to you. And then you receive your true self. You have to be negative for this, to release everything what is not you, to reject everything that is not you, to say no to everything what is not you. You get your power, yourself back by saying no to everything what is not you. So don't be positive, be truthful and sincere. Let your negativity out, express it, but do it in an artistically way, in a way you don't harm no one. If somebody has to be removed from your life, do it like this, that it doesn't harm them. Be negative. And like I'm negative only to make peace, so they stop doing what doesn't feel right to me. I don't resent, I don't blame. I'm only negative, so I can get my peace that I'm giving to everyone. And as they stop, I'm being peace and love that I am. I'm being always positive, but my negativity stands for me. So be negative as I am. May your negativity stands for your positivity. Bring your unconscious to consciousness. You have to be negative for this, otherwise it remains unconscious, blaming you for who you are, that you have to be positive. I give you my word. You have to be truthful and sincere yourself. Say no to what is not you. That's why I give you my word. And if anybody feels like you want to offer a donation, like you want to offer support, do know that you are so welcome and you are so free. And I'm so grateful and thank you from the heart. If there was no your donation, there would be really no out of the word that I am flowing from the heart like this. Thank you, thank you. I never forget nothing. Thank you, and appreciate it like a little child. And there's any blessing, any love in my heart, let it all go to you. In giving, we receive. I'm enlightened man. I'm teaching what I'm living and being. Example of. I cannot save you, but you get the answer within. Follow your heart. You do it yourself. I only teach and thank you for your donation. As much as you work on yourself, as much as you follow your heart and never mind, as much as you save yourself. But I do healing on everyone who offers me a donation. When I see in PayPal your email, I will not chat with you. I don't want you to chat with me. I don't use Messenger. I'm really ancient Zen master. I writing and teaching, making videos and writing and teachings. Art of the word that I am, and I put my art out there, and the answer is revealed within you in the silence of the mind that has to know and control the truth. In you realizing you are not your mind and being the truth. You save yourself. You do it yourself. Word that I am can help you. Thank you for your donation. I'm gonna do healing on you. In PayPal, I see your email address. I so clairsentient. I give you my word. I connect with you, and I do profound white light source healing on your being. You don't need to know when. You don't need to stand still. It's beyond time and space. I give you my word. I do it, and my healing works on you as much as you work on yourself. You know. So it's like this. If you and another thing, I don't need to know anything. What's your problem? I'm not medical expert. I'm not this. I have powerful healing energy. I've seen many miracles. Some miracles I've seen from people, children mostly that have faith, and animals, and one grown up, two. And I've seen people that healing didn't work anything on them. I actually, you don't tell me nothing because I focus on you being free of all afflictions. And in this way, you can utilize my healing energy the best. I'm only giving you my best energy that I want to give from the heart for your energy that you've given me that I appreciate so much. And I'm being very negative. I say to you, I will not deal with comments and give you my energy like this. I will not messenger you, but I want to give you my best energy. I'll do most profound healing with you. But my healing works in you as much as you work on yourself. If you are pretending to be positive, your ego always blames you that you are negative. You destroy yourself, no one can heal you. But if you're truthful and sincere, expressing your negativity, saying no to what doesn't feel right to you, going away from it, and expressing what doesn't feel right to you, you're truthful and sincere to your feeling how you feel. You heal yourself, you save yourself, and I give you my word. Only for that, everyone. Purnamaste, Purnamaste. Just be yourself. Be truthful and sincere to yourself and others. That's love. And love can be very negative. Just see a cat. Smacks you like anything if you don't understand that she told you no. Peace on earth, be negative, be yourself. But don't harm another by being negative. Express your negativity in a way that you don't harm another. And if you have to remove someone out of your life, someone negative, do it in a way, in a least resistance, and then just let it go and be positive. Truthfully and sincerely, not pretending. I give you my word from the heart. Purnamaste.